And we're live. Hey, everyone. You are with the Antler Queens, and we have a special guest today, Ash Silver. Hey, Ash.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We're so glad to have you. It's funny because before I even started the Antler Queens, I had watched a bunch. I think I watched all of your Yellow Jackets videos
Oh,
Same.
last year, and then I started the podcast sometime after that. But it's funny because I followed you on Twitter and I didn't realize I was following you, and I remember you said something about Yellow Jackets, and I was like, "Oh my god, Yellow Jackets is such a great show," and I didn't even like, it didn't click that I was responding to you. And you're like, "Yeah, it's great, I covered it last season." I'm like, "Oh." I had a brain dead moment. But welcome, Ash. Love your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Why don't you just say a few words about yourself for those of our audience who are not as familiar with you. I know some of our audience members are.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. I have my own YouTube channel where I talk about all different kinds of shows, a lot of LGBTQ shows or just shows that I enjoy. And as I continue to speak, I know people are probably going, "Where is she from? What is going on with that accent?" Because it's so weird. But yeah, I'm British, American, Irish, and I've grown up all across those places. So usually people, that's the first thing they ask me when I start speaking. So I just really enjoy YouTube and the community. And I have some really great people that come to my channel to watch it, come to my channel to chat and collaborate. So I just really enjoy all these little communities. And Yellow Jackets last year was, or the year before now, I guess, was such a highlight because it was a brand new show. And I think I was one of the first people that was talking about it. So it brought a plethora of people in, and definitely talking about the theories was one of my favorite things to do last season. So I'm excited for season 2.
Yeah,
Same.
I discovered your channel, Ash, because it's the perfect intersection of my main interests, the L word and Yellow Jackets. And then in more recent videos, you were even talking about A League of Their Own, which is another huge. Every day I wake up and do like a little, prayer to whomever's listening that that's going to come back. So
Yes.
yeah, I've been binging through your videos because they cover everything I care about pretty much. So yeah, we're
Oh,
happy to have you.
thanks. I'm trying to convince Showtime they need to buy a League of Their Own and have like a League of Their Own L word sort of.
I'm saying they should. Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah.
That would be pretty cool. One of these days I'm gonna get you to cover Wentworth. I'm trying to turn everybody onto that show, even though it's over now. But yeah, make sure you check out Ash's YouTube channel. Her content is excellent. And she is here with us today. Um, I'm Kelly, by the way. This is my co-host, that direction.
Yay.
This is my lovely co-host, Kelly McClure, who you may know from Salon. She's written lots of articles on Yellow Jackets, and this is now your third episode as official co-host, or second, third.
My third, fourth total, third is official. It's funny. Kelly had me on as a guest to talk about the queer aspects of Yellow Jackets, and the next time I came on, I was a co-host. So it happened all fast, and that was the first podcast I had ever even been on. So I'm like, bought this microphone that you see every newbie have, and I'm like, what's a lot of YouTube University has been happening, but yeah, every video is going to be just a little bit different.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll pick it up fast. And if you have
Um,
one audition and you got the job in one go, then, you're doing pretty good.
That's been actually a problem through my professional career. I'm really good at interviews. So anything, yeah, totally, I can do that. Yeah, I excel at that. I went to college for that, and then I get the job, and I'm like, I don't know how to do any of this shit.
But that's the secret. Nobody
Yeah.
actually does.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows what they're doing.
Exactly. um, so we are very excited. We had a big, exciting day yesterday. The trailer finally came out. How long have we been waiting? We there have been so many speculations on when it would come out, and wow, it really, like, they really kind of waited until almost the last minute. But
Yeah.
It was so
it's
funny how they did that because with the teaser, I literally sat and watched a candle melt for an hour along with, thousands of other people. I was like, something big's coming. Oh my God, what's it going to be? And then they just showed the teaser with no lead up, like nothing even really changed in the video apart from what your mind, made you see. And then
Yeah.
with the trailer, they just woke up on Thursday and were like, boom, here it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
here.
They
Um,
normally do release on Thursdays, or sometimes they do Wednesdays, and there could have been something going on behind there, because when they released the L Word trailer this year, they actually had to release it a day late because I got sent another trailer that they didn't plan on releasing, and we released it, and then Showtime and the showrunner were texting me when I was on live saying, "Where did you get this from? Why do you have it? Why is it out?" So it could
oh
have been,
no.
yeah, you never know. There's all these things. So maybe just one day they were like, "Oh, release."
Yeah.
Oh man.
They also sent out the screeners for the first 4 episodes yesterday, which I
Yes.
got, and I'm not watching them because I'm fearful, beyond fearful, that I would just casually, and then in this, and I'm like, slip and say something that isn't an episode coming up, or even with the press photos and stuff, I'm just trying to piecemeal it so I don't ruin my own fun and ruin fun for anybody else. But the
Yeah.
temptation is hard to not just dive in and watch all 4 episodes.
Or,
I
I'm
never
speculating and you're just suddenly really quiet because
I'm like,
like you know what happens.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the I mean, I usually, I think it was the first year I did watch the episodes and did the embargo, but because you can't speak about it until, so like the episodes come out Friday, you can't speak about it till Monday. I
Right.
don't get them anymore because it just, especially with the way YouTube, it just would kill the whole thing of everybody over the weekend. So I don't have the episodes, and it's like, you have that moment where you're like, "Oh, I wanna watch them," but
Yeah. Well, I admire your self-control, Kelly.
I don't know how I did it.
yeah.
I mean, just that
I'm
they're
gonna
sitting
watch them
there. Yeah.
already.
So we are so we're basically, that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk about the trailer. We'll show a little bit of it, and we've got a bunch of screenshots that we can pull up and discuss, and lots of good stuff in there. And I'm just so excited to see Lauren Ambrose. Oh my god.
God.
Yeah.
I'm just yay. Our little Claire Fishers all grown up. Um, so why don't we pull up the trailer real quick? And I have to apologize. This is the first time that we've ever done anything like this on our show, that we've actually shown video on the show. So we're just gonna show it in little bits and pieces. But you're able to stop it on your end, right, Ash?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I will just I'll go ahead and let you start it, and then just stop it when you think there's a good stopping point, and
Okay.
then we can kind of discuss along with the screenshots.
Okay, cool.
So you can start whenever you're ready.
Good.
Once upon a time, there was a
Nice
place
shot of the
called
forest.
the wilderness. It was
Man, looking lovely.
Mm-hmm.
It was also violent and misunderstood.
Somebody's always fallen in a pit
And
of
it
some sort.
waited and waited.
Sophie Thatcher just looks so
but
beautiful
finally
in this
met her
entire
bride.
trailer.
She does Stern so well.
Yeah.
The whole time, There was some darkness out there.
Best voice ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we left
God,
it
look at
there
all
when
that
we were
snow.
rescued. But now I realize we brought it back with us.
I'm really excited about this clip drop.
Me too.
Yeah.
I love how she holds that gun.
I know.
She's like tiny gun.
I'll probably stop it there just for the
Okay.
music.
That was pretty creepy.
Oh my god. There's just so much. There's so much. I don't want to dive in at some random spot, so I'll let you guys take the lead, but I'm just like brimming with speculation.
Well, let me bring up some screenshots from what we've
Cool.
seen so far. So my apologies. I'm sorry. I am just oh my gosh. My computer is freaking out here. Okay. So here's a nice shot of Van. She was it looks like it almost seems like they're kind of doing some kind of ghost story or something, but
Mm.
her face looks remarkably healed.
Yeah, like majorly.
The mud there must have healing properties because just their skin, I mean, they look a little frostbitten in parts, but they're looking pretty good. You know, if I was out there for a month, let alone 19 months, I would look like I don't even know what, like I fell out of a bush. So she's looking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's hair and everything still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I brought up this picture. I mean, it doesn't seem that interesting because it's of a dead bird, but there were some photos that came out a while back where it showed like the entire outside was just full of dead birds, which, you know, is pretty creepy. So I don't know what was going on there, but it's like something
I
out of a horror film.
I think that may towards the end of the trailer, there's something that I think that might connect to, so I'll bring that up at
Ooh,
the end, yeah.
I saw that
okay,
and
cool.
took that to be like offering, like someone is leaving them
Oh,
offerings. And then if
Hmm.
you want to go to a wilder, the woods is trying to keep them there. It could be something having to do with like magnets. Magnets. What are they?
mm.
Like a magnetization of the atmosphere along the lines of Laura Lee having trouble with her plane, and now there's birds dropping from the
Oh,
sky.
yeah, that's true.
I don't
Yeah.
think that there's a whole lot of like I don't really buy into the mystical aspect of this show. I'm still holding to the practicality of it that we're going to get,
Mhm.
you know, explanations for pretty much everything we see. But if you want to go into that, you know, lane, that could describe a bunch of dead birds. But yeah, who knows?
You know, it's funny
Mm.
that you said that, Kelly, because when the plane crashed, when Laura Lee crashed her plane, the first thing that popped in my mind was actually Cabin in the Woods.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah,
force field. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
I love that
yeah.
movie.
So that's interesting that you said that. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
Um, here's Pit Girl. So this is interesting. I don't know
Mm.
if this is just like if they're showing another like a flashback or if we're actually going to see the Pit Girl scene in real time. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll actually find out who Pit Girl is?
I think that there's a couple mysteries. I mean, the fun with the show is it could really go any number of ways, but I think
Yeah.
there are mysteries here that they're going to try to hold on to for a little while, like
Mhm.
Javi, Pit Girl, stuff that they don't want to give away right away.
Mhm.
But then just that we're seeing clips of what seems to be like an alternate timeline or an additional timeline of them being rescued. You would think that they would hold that way, way back until like, you know, season 4, season 3, and not start getting into that in season 2. So it's really hard to tell where they're going. But in terms of Pit Girl, I would venture to say that we probably won't get an answer to that in this season, but who knows?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking either they in the season 1 premieres, like when we obviously saw the Pit Girl thing and the flash to them with Misty and the masks.
Mhm.
So I thought maybe they might make that like a season premiere thing where you get like a flash forward to one of these situations. So it
Mm.
could be that they do the Pit Girl scene from the season 1 premiere, but we see a like different angle, or we see more of the scene because like it was like a pretty quick thing to then fast forwarding to them, the Antler Queen and like Misty and all that being by the fire. So we could see some of the fill-in bits or
Right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
tracks.
Yeah, they might, fill it in a little bit each season, perhaps.
yeah.
Mm,
That'd be interesting. Here's Lottie
mhm.
looking all bundled up.
I love that coat. I think that's a Free People coat. I think I've seen that in
Is
a
it really?
catalog before. That's like a $500 coat, but she has money.
Well, she's rich. She can afford
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, she has that coat on in a few scenes. One big one in the later part of the trailer.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sophie Thatcher looking absolutely gorgeous. She just looks so
Yeah.
stunning in this entire trailer.
She's getting
Like
the
her face
roots,
is
but
dirty and
yeah, the roots work for her. Just everything
Yeah.
here. And it's like, God, amazing.
I've never seen somebody so dirty and like windburned look so gorgeous.
Yeah. She's got it down. Oh, Shauna.
Or Shauna. She just looks like she's been through it, man.
And it looks like she has a black eye in that too. So I think that she is I don't know if the others turn against her because of Jackie, or if she just, starts losing herself to such a degree that she creates discourse with the rest of the Yellow Jackets, but it looks like she has a shiner there.
She's probably super, super anemic too, because like they're obviously not eating and she's pregnant. So it's like literally being like the life sucked out of her.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's rough. Hand there. Natalie with Lottie. Again in purple.
Mhm.
I picked up on that right away, that when we see Natalie and Misty with Lottie, they're both in purple, which is kind of cool.
Mm.
Kind of looks like they're in a goth club in that. They're just smoking cloves.
Yeah, it does. A couple of people walking. Where do you think? I can't tell who this is in the screenshot because they're so little.
Travis and Natalie, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you guys think they're going to?
Probably hunting, because when it's this cold, a lot of animals hibernate and they go off to
Mhm.
other, I don't know where you would find a less snowy part of these woods, but all the animals have probably dispersed and they probably have to go out further and further to hunt.
Yeah, that would make sense. Some more, there's Lottie's furry jacket, some more walking through the snow. Shauna, again, in that little, like, whatever that thing is, that little shelter.
Mm. Like yeah, like mine or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Lottie, again, obsessing over the symbol. The lovely Simone Kessel, adult Lottie. And she was looking kind of freaked out in this scene. So, she definitely doesn't come off as like the scary cult leader that everybody's been kind of speculating she is.
The character description that they're giving for her, Charlotte,
Mhm.
is that she has all her shit together now. That she, obviously received shock therapy and probably all kinds of, other different kinds of therapy. And that when we meet her here, she's together, she's doing this wellness clinic, whatever that ends up actually being. But it looks like she gets stirred up pretty quick.
Yeah.
It looks like that kind of falls to the wayside, quickly when all the girls find her. I'm sure it all comes rushing back.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'm sure. Interesting post-rescue scene here.
These were my favorite scenes because I'm just imagining what this would be like. So they're rescued. Like, this is the first thing that popped into my mind when we saw this little snippet in the trailer. So you're rescued after being in the wilderness for 19 months. What do you do? Like, so you flash forward to that evening and you're just eating dinner and you're watching SVU on the couch with your family or something. Like, what is that going to be like? It'll be so fascinating to see this part and how that recovery is for these young girls, still young, like we've been seeing them recover, in the present-ish day timeline.
Yeah, I mean, that's gotta be overwhelming. I mean, Misty, you can see Misty looks a little bit terrified. I
I was
can't I
so I was so happy to see this because I've been saying for months and months, I think there's gonna be another timeline, and I was like, "Yes." This is
Yeah.
confirmation right here.
Even more things to keep track of. They're like, you thought you got the formula down. Well, guess what?
Yeah. It's like Lost. It's like Lost when they
Exactly.
threw in that other timeline, and that was to me, the most fascinating one because it was like and it's the same thing here. You kind of have the, like, pieces from the other ones, and it's because that's the super interesting bit, like you just said, like, they've gone through this trauma and everything, and, in the future that this is all still going on. So it's like, what does happen when they've been rescued from
Right.
living in
Yeah.
this craziness for 19 months?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Um, that's gotta be overwhelming. And then here's Misty at Natalie's motel.
Hmm.
Van in her little shop. It
It's
looks like,
interesting. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, no, it looks like just kind of it looks like kind of like, almost a memorabilia type shop or something, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the posters that are on the wall, the poster in the back kind of looks like The Fly. Um, I'm pointing like anyone would see what I was pointing at, but and then the movies on the light up
Yeah.
board there, Footloose, Train Spotting, Mean Girls, it looks like is up at the top. So
Yeah.
seems like a 90s ephemera, which is sad because they're stuck there forever in some way, but at least she's going to a happy way. I mean, that's what my office looks like. Basically, it's a 90s ephemera. So I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear ya. Okay. This scene I'm very excited about, um, because this looks like for those of you who are in our Patreon, you might know what this scene entails because I did a little scene with Justin from Out of the Woods podcast where we did a read through of a leaked scene that it wasn't necessarily at the time we didn't know if it was actually something that was going to be used in season 2, but um Shauna, this looks like the chop shop scene. That's all I'll say about it. And Shauna has some amazing dialogue.
Not having seen the scene that you're referring to, just like chop shop could mean so
Mhm.
many different things when it comes to these girls.
But this, oh my god, seriously, this little speech that Shauna has is just fucking amazing. It's like,
I I love Melanie Linsky like so much. So
Me
just
too.
yeah.
seeing her hold that little gun, I'm like, who gave you a gun? Just I want to like protect her because she's so cute and like my everything. But then it's like she's scary too, terrifying. So I can't wait to see this.
It's funny
She's
that you
amazing.
said she's cute because that comes up in this scene.
Great.
her,
I
her
win.
her cuteness is addressed. um, then we have oh, we didn't get this far in the trailer, did we?
I don't think so. No, we're
Um,
oh, no, we're a little bit it was literally just around here we stopped because it was
okay,
when Ty looks into the mirror.
gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got that's Walter, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
With Misty. Okay. And she's yelling she's hiding something. Do you guys
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they're talking about Lottie?
I think did
Or
she say he or she?
oh, I
Did I
thought she said she.
I think she, but
Okay.
the vagueness there, I mean, they're all like he says, everybody's hiding something. They're all hiding something. I would say either Lottie or Shauna, because even Shauna, we've seen in different coverage. I think it was the Rolling Stone article that goes over the first scene of the first episode where Misty is doing sort of a fake interrogation with Shauna to get her to be prepared for police questioning her over Adam.
Mhm.
So we see them, working together, but they can't trust each other to any degree, no matter what, no matter how close they are, or not close. So yeah, she could be talking about literally anyone.
Yeah. This might. Oh yeah, it was Walter. That was because there he is, right there. It actually looks like they could be in. I think they might be in that spot where Lottie's like center or whatever is.
This to me looked like a trailer for some reason.
It
because
Yeah,
does.
it's very
yeah,
small.
and
Yeah.
there's a shot of stairs
Yeah.
where you would have like a propane tank like hidden under the stairs or something. It's a certain
Right.
kind of like vintagey look, but hard to tell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it looks very much, I mean, just kind of the feel of it and the cramped quarters and the stairs and everything going down, and it kind of looks like it's that same location. Not necessarily in the same room that we saw earlier, but I think they might be in the same spot. And then this was the last shot we saw in the trailer. This is creepy as hell.
Shows
Ty
and
is,
movies. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Ty's looking in the mirror and then she's moving around and she turns around and then sees this is the image in the mirror still. So it's very horror. It's very reminiscent of a lot of horror films.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They love doing this shot. Anytime someone looks in a mirror, it's like, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I guess we could say that's the bad one in the mirror.
Yeah.
She's like disassociating or whatever. So yeah, that was creepy as hell. Do you guys think she's in like the police station or something maybe?
Yeah, it looks or I mean, it has to be somewhere like a school or
Yeah.
a hostel or something like that. Like it definitely looks very
Or like a hospital.
Yeah, it looks like a very something like that. I automatically thought it looked like a school, like a school bathroom. But yeah, it looks like some type of municipal building or something or
with the
and
hand dryer and stuff.
yeah. And I guess we can go ahead and I will pull up the next bit of the trailer. Then you can just start that whenever.
It's happening again, isn't it?
That's so freaky. Oh.
We were careful, right?
Man,
I just
Misty
love
was
the
so
cover
good.
too. The song is
Yeah.
so
It's so
good.
good.
Yeah, it's so great.
I just got goosebumps. I'm such a nerd.
I know.
God.
I know.
The necklace.
I'd probably just stop it there just because the music might pick it
that's
up.
good.
Yeah. Okay, let me
There's not too much left.
bring
anyway.
up. Okay. So there was God, this trailer is so good.
It's amazing.
It really, really is. It like whoever made the trailer needs a raise.
The
Yes.
editing, especially how the like when the folder with Adam's photo on it drops and it just, oh my God.
Exactly the point that I
Amazing.
was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh my God. Oh, so excited to see the fallout of that, man. And look who's at the door.
Yeah, Kevin. And that guy that was in Search Party. There he is. I didn't even know that he was going to be in the cast.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we've got Kevin Tan just front and center. And I was wondering if he was gonna, I was wondering how he was gonna be involved. I was kind of interested, looking forward to that. So yeah, that'll be that. See, okay, it looks like because we see Jeff answering the door, but right there, it almost looks like it could be outside of Natalie's motel, like they spliced that together.
That's what I was thinking because the house is or whatever is in the background. It looks like the motel, and it's not like the same hair from Jeff's point of view.
That's good.
Like
Yeah.
seeing this person's got long hair to the other side.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting when they do that. But yeah, it looks like they could be, showing up at everybody's doors. So that's kind of interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
The little ears there of the guy that we see in this shot standing with Jeff opening the door, that kind of looks like Elijah Wood now that you mention it. I had not thought that this was two different scenarios here, but that little neck and those little ears look familiar. So,
Hmm.
but then that could also be
Yeah,
him.
maybe.
We'll see.
Shauna looking kind of worried. Misty in her purple again. That looks like a gun in the corner.
It does. That looks like
Oh,
Natalie's
yeah.
rifle or somebody's rifle or shotgun. I don't know about guns.
Yeah. There's the little porthole room. And
Mhm.
I love this. I love this imagery.
Yes, yeah, the way it splits to the young now, like another
Yep.
scene, yeah.
Yeah, I love how they do that. That was super creepy.
Here
The
she
Antler
comes.
Queen shadow.
I like that they have a
Great.
salt lamp. They're like, but don't worry. This is familiar setting. Everyone has the same lamp.
Okay. I'm sorry. I have to say it.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That's not immediately where I was gonna go with this though. I think we're all kind of excited to see this, but all that is on my mind in this screenshot, I'm sorry, I'm obsessed. 6 Feet Under is like my favorite show ever. It reminds me so much of like the little upstairs apartment from the garage where
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
Claire eventually lived. And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, she's back at the Fishers.
yeah.
Oh, love her.
It reminds me so much of that. Oh, but yeah, this warmed my heart.
Someone on Reddit zoomed in to the photos on her freezer, and
I
which
love
I'm
it.
like, wow, I know. The one that's in the middle, that's like the lightest square photo for people watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. They're saying that that is Lottie, a shot of
Oh,
Lottie.
Ah.
okay.
But I don't know because it's not like they had a camera there. So who knows, when she would have taken that. But someone on Reddit is convinced that she has a photo of Lottie on her freezer.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Um, do you guys so Kelly, you're pretty sure that they're gonna hook up this season. Ash, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it will be kind of a slow burn, will they, won't they?
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I can't wait to see them together. I'm so
Oh my
excited.
God. I want to see the first meeting, like the first
Mhm.
glance, what that's going to be like. It seems like that Ty comes and visits her in her store because we got that shot of her walking in, to an establishment and the same posters are around. So maybe that's the first time they meet, but that's going to be so good.
Yeah, definitely. God, look at that. That view is just beautiful.
And that's where they took that cast photo, that really popular one that goes around often where Christina Ricci is wearing the long purple coat.
Yeah,
When they're all
Yeah.
posing together, that's that background there.
Yeah. And and again, everybody's in purple.
Yeah.
yeah.
So weird. Um, do you that doesn't look like the wilderness where they were stranded, right?
I think that's her wellness clinic.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
too. But I was just like I was just wondering if maybe she actually
Bought property there.
yeah.
She's like, it's
It's
beautiful.
because apparently she does these like reclaiming your past workshops
Mhm.
based on like the leaked audition scenes that came out last year. Um so that's a possibility, she could have like set up her center
She could.
where where all of her trauma is based in.
That would fit. Yeah.
But yeah, doesn't she live doesn't she live in, I guess she could have the property, yeah, somewhere else, but I think it's different. It just the environment looks a bit different to me, but
Yeah.
It looks
yeah.
more shrubby.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was
Yeah,
more
it
like
does.
actual, yeah.
It does look very different. It doesn't look the same. Um gosh, she's just stunning. She's so beautiful.
Yeah.
She has the most gorgeous hair I've ever seen.
Seriously.
Van looking, she almost like she's looking a little surprised to see somebody here.
I love how they've styled Van. She's very like soft butch, you know,
Yeah.
like similar to how she was back in the 90s timeline, but just I would wear this outfit. I'm like, I see you. This is amazing. I just love that this character is going to be like a representation for troubled 90s
Yes.
queers. Yeah. I
Yes.
need
Yeah,
it.
and I mean, she has an ex-girlfriend that has a bad side, a bad one in her, and I mean, who of us doesn't have
Who
a
among us? Yeah.
crazy ex-girlfriend from high school that
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Misty is saying here, Natalie is saying to Misty here, she's talking to Natalie in the scene, and
I love
Natalie's
this
saying she
bit.
can help us. Lottie can help us, and Misty says, the Lottie who was in a mental institution in Switzerland for years. So I don't know why she was in Switzerland. Who knows?
Tax reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, tax reasons.
He's rich.
But you know, apparently Misty must not be, you know, we've been speculating for how long as to whether or not Misty has been like part of Lottie's group, but apparently she hasn't been.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. That was good.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I love that. I love the way she's like, yes,
I had a little devil.
so that's pretty funny. I really
These are
liked
so
this a lot.
Yeah.
I
Side by
love
side.
this. The way they did like the two of them together. Oh yeah, I thought it was great.
And it starts
Yeah.
speeding up like the song and the editing itself at this point, and it's just like building. It's amazing.
Yes.
I don't know whether you'll have screenshotted it, but when they show their names, they each of like the little things has like something in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh.
the Shauna, if you share the screen again, I can
Oh,
show
okay.
you what I mean.
I noticed Jackie's necklace.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the one in Shauna's. So this is what I was talking about with the bird before. And then
Okay. That's interesting. I did not notice that.
and so Ty's
the
is
bone.
like
That
a
bone.
jawbone or something.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it might be that bone that that Van had around her neck.
The middle
Yeah, that's
part.
right. Yeah. And then these are like like a creature's jawbones or something on the side.
Could
Yeah.
be biscuit.
Oh
Biscuit
god.
bones.
Oh, justice for Biscuit.
And Misty's is like similar, and then she has a yellow jacket
Yeah.
too. And
Huh.
then where's that? She has the bird.
Okay.
That was it.
Gotcha. That's interesting.
I love that.
Huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I wonder what all that means.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm thinking of lots of cool merch ideas.
Bag of bones.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, poor Misty.
I love that. Peekaboo.
Young Misty looks like she's just in such bad shape there.
I know.
And oh my god, she's wearing fingerless gloves. Oh, how have her fingers not fallen off? I wonder what she's burning.
Yeah.
A card, or maybe the postcard. Does she burn the postcard?
Maybe. That looks kind of small though, but it could be folded
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Like a business card or something, it looks like.
Yeah. This is where we stopped, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's all right, let's go back here then.
You see, okay, good. I just love
yeah.
the way they did with the names too, like the
We need to find a
bang.
way to stay alive.
Yeah.
you're a
Wonder whose
murderer.
blood she has.
No. I mean, she. Yes.
She's so funny.
I'll stop it there because it's going to get flashy,
Yeah.
I guess.
That looks a little terrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got we actually saw this in
Yes.
the earlier teaser, but I screenshotted it for my own benefit anyway, because just so I could have it handy, because I think I'm going to be using this as a reaction on social media.
What is making them rabid? What is
Yeah.
the foaming? And she's like beneath him in a pit or something, or he's up in the attic and she's down below, and she's like lunging at him, and it looks like there's blood on her. Something is awry.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Just saw that,
something
like,
weird going
foaming.
on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is okay. I need to know what's happening here.
Yeah.
This is very. They haven't overplayed the Lord of the Flies aspect. I know that like the themes of that book are throughout this whole show so far, and probably through the whole thing. But this is the most Lord of the Flies thing I've seen so far. Just charging.
Yeah.
They split up. They pick sides. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who everybody is. That's Mari in the back, right?
hmm
And then that's Shauna in the green coat, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And I have no. I think Misty is the 1 second to the end,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure.
right.
I'm not sure who anybody else is. I think next to Shauna might be Ty.
Like closer to the screen.
Oh no, I thought Ty was in the striped thing.
Oh, because
Or
I
is that
think
Natalie.
I think we see her in like the one of the next shot, and she has her.
Oh, yeah.
there-
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Good point. She's looking a little terrifying there.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing? Oh my god. All right, here's Natalie strapped to the bed after being kidnapped.
There was another Reddit theory, which I don't buy, but it was interesting because I haven't seen it many other places. Someone theorized that she's going through withdrawals here, but I don't think that she was hitting it that hard. Like we saw her drinking a lot, but I think this is just her waking up after she was kidnapped, and it's as plain as that.
Yeah, definitely.
She's wearing the same outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is another scene that was where the dialogue was leaked.
Oh.
So yeah, this is her. This is definitely her like waking up, and this is where we'll meet Lisa too, Nicole Means'
Oh, nice.
character. And because Lisa is Nicole Means' character, and she comes to check on her.
Oh yeah.
And looks like they're finding Adam's body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what I'm
that's what I
thinking.
thought too.
This was funny.
Yeah.
So you're a murderer? Well, no.
I have a question about Callie. I'm wondering if she turns Shauna in. And I kind of
Ooh.
had that little itch in my mind when I saw this scene for the first time. But then the actress, and I'm blanking on her name.
Sarah
Callie.
Desjardins.
Very good. There you go. I think it was on Instagram. A fan was commented something or other, and she said something along the lines of, "Oh, like, just wait and see, or it gets much worse," or something, kind of alluding to the fact that like she had something to do with it.
Oh man.
Mhm.
She kind of sucks. So I mean, her character, so I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah. That's a little scary. I wonder whose blood she has on her hands.
I feel like they need to work on their blood work because that looks like paint.
It does.
Yeah.
I think it should be a little browner, but maybe in that high of an altitude, that's what it would look like.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Doing some interesting
Yeah.
culty stuff. We got this shot in the teaser before too, and I did see on Twitter that people were speculating that one of these people is actually Randy.
The crow, I saw that too. They have the same kind of like jowls. That's definitely a man.
Yeah.
I think most definitely. And then, the present timeline are definitely not the wilderness timeline because they're clean. Those masks are profesh.
Yeah.
It could even be cosplayers, people, acting out because I'm sure they have fans. If
Mhm.
people love true crime and if this had really happened, people would be
Yeah.
all about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I was kind of thinking too that when I had the same thought as like, oh, they're obviously like professional masks and stuff like that. And then the thing with the names too, and like the bird at the start, I was thinking maybe they're dropping like little clues of like who's who, and like those bones were like animal bones, like if they're like a certain animal that's
Oh.
like,
Yeah.
really that would have to be real deep, but like little subtle clues like that, like
Yeah.
the they had the bird that was in gnats, and it's like, oh, well, this well, obviously I'm pointing and you can't see, but like the one that's next to the owl with like the
Mhm.
purple bit
Yeah.
underneath. So
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting. So here's that's Mari, right?
yeah.
Yeah, she's looking a little terrified, backing away from something. I think that's the closet that she's looking at.
Oh God, not the
Pantry.
closet.
Yeah. Which is right underneath the entry to the attic is up there. So yeah, who knows what's going on there. And this is kind of interesting. So Walter is at we know he's a citizen detective, but here they're looking at each other and he's at her at the facility that she works at.
Mhm.
So I wonder how that comes about.
I took this just, at face value based on what I'm seeing that that's a relative that he's
Mm.
pushing and that they're coming to tour the facility because the lady with the clipboard she has a let me show you something face on.
That's
Oh
what I
yeah.
thought too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Good
it
point.
could be for a reason that he, chose that location specifically
Mhm.
to be close to Misty. I don't trust him and I'll say more about that later.
Yeah, she looks a little weirded out. Like, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that looks rough. Is that Shauna?
Yeah, yeah.
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 Ty.
It seems like they're together a lot in these
Mhm.
scenes.
Yeah.
Okay, who is this? So that looks terrifying. Somebody falls through the ice.
I think that's Natalie. I'm pretty sure because there are shots of her.
Apologies if you can hear my cat.
Oh.
Welcome.
She's very demanding.
No,
I
that's
think
okay.
somewhere there are shots of Natalie with wet hair coming out of that water. So I'm pretty sure that that's her.
There's
Oh,
there's
okay.
one in a little bit later where it's like it's her going front in, and you can and the hair, it looks exactly like Nat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we get this far or no?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
G,
Let's
G.
She's like, you're done. It's lunchtime or
She's
dinner
like-
time.
No, literally she is like, where are my treats? I need to go to bed right now.
That's so funny. My
Even though
husky is
she's
the
in the
same way.
bed. She wants me to come and pet her.
Oh.
You have a job to do, Mom.
Listen, I am just the host, the talking host of my channel. Like, she's the most popular member by far.
That's awesome. Right. So, God, there's so much going on.
So much screaming.
We hear the wilderness and it hears us. I think shit's gonna get a lot worse out here.
Ooh, I wonder who that is.
Just a girl in the world.
And did you guys see what was in that little I couldn't make out what was in if there was any imagery in that last
That's the shot that Showtime turned into their icon on Twitter, their profile image.
okay.
And someone was saying, again, Reddit, not like I'm obsessively reading Reddit or anything, but someone was saying that that's a skull. I didn't see a skull, but there's definitely mushrooms popping out of it. And
This
mushrooms.
this
Okay.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle there, the logo is right over it, but there's like a clump of something. And people
Yeah.
were saying that it's a skull with mushrooms growing out of it. And I
Okay.
couldn't see this skull, and I definitely can't see it from here, but mushrooms do grow out of organic material.
Yeah.
There's, yeah, little yellow jackets there. I can definitely see the mushroom there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There. And then yellow jackets there.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So we've
Oh,
got
yeah, there, look, you can kind of see it better there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
does look
okay,
like
yeah.
a jaw. This is the clearest I've seen it. It maybe this looks like a skull now to me.
Yeah, kind of does. Huh. Okay. I'm gonna be blowing it up and analyzing it for like 30 minutes later. Just staring at the same picture
Yeah.
all night. Okay, so we've got Natalie here. Looking through something. We're back in the plane. I wonder what's going on here. Why there's fires, why the antler queen is standing in the plane. Like, what
This
the hell
seems
is going on?
like a hallucination of some sort.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
with-
thought too.
And with the dead bodies, because they've flashed to dead bodies still being in that plane, you would think, and it's not like they don't have time on their hands, that they would have cleared that out. And really, I would be
Yeah.
in there trying to make that into a place, for another location to be in, because that's probably better insulated than the cabin they've been staying in. They should bury
Yeah.
those bodies. It's gross that they're still in there.
Well, they did
Yeah.
have those. Remember when they buried the coach? They had like other graves there
They
too.
did. Yeah.
So they did bury like I think there was like 6 or something. So they must have
Yeah.
buried a good amount.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah. It looks like this one's giving the finger, doesn't it?
Just some crusty foot or something. Gross.
Yeah.
TJ Bucks. Here she goes.
Yeah.
Spending her TJ bucks.
Ma'am, I'm going to need to check your purse.
Yeah. Hey man, she better use them. If they're still good.
Yeah.
That looks like Shauna giving birth.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's what I
Mhm.
thought too.
I didn't think that we would see the birth this season because I had mentioned this
I
to you,
didn't.
Kelly, in another one. There was another cast photo going around after the 90s cast wrapped, and Shauna still looked very pregnant in that photo. And I was like, oh, well, we're not going to see it. But then also, so these are young people filming probably, the biggest thing that they've ever been in their lives. They could just be playing with props. Like, oh, let's
Yeah.
pose for a photo. I'm going to put on, Ben Stump or something, like I'm gonna put
Yeah.
on the fake belly or something. So I don't know.
I was just
Okay.
thinking they've used like an old picture too. Like that could have been some significant scene that they shot because just other shows that like I have done stuff before with, like they will save those pictures and post them at like the weirdest times because
Huh.
Showtime is so like tight-lipped with everything that they really pressurize them to like not share like anything. So they could have just said like only share stuff from like the first week of filming or something crazy like that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's true. That's interesting. I like how it goes right from Shauna screaming into Lottie screaming.
So
I wonder which-
this must be from when they're getting rescued or something because that plane is different and
Yeah.
it's
And the
really clean
hoodie.
and
That's the hoodie she's wearing in
Yeah.
the shot of them coming out. What is she yelling about? Is she like freaking out at her parents or something?
or like for the press or something
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Into Ty screaming.
She's such
Yeah.
a good screamer. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
she is.
Her distressed faces. Amazing.
Yeah. Not sure what they're doing here, but it looks like Lottie's crying.
Yeah.
This stood out to me too because Travis, in the first season, he didn't buy into all this stuff,
Mhm.
and Natalie even later on says, Travis didn't believe in any of this shit. It looks like he is doing it now. His eyes are like very firmly shut, and he's doing whatever Lottie's telling him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Is this the oh, yeah, wait, is this where they're saying we hear the wilderness and it hears us?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so they're all just chanting that. Um, yeah, they're all just chanting that over and over again. And who is that cutting their hand? Can you guys
Probably
tell?
Shauna. Knife Queen Shauna.
And
There's
that you
that
said you think
scene.
that's Natalie?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, man. It looks like she's falling in head first, too.
Well, this could be so many different things because they're probably ice fishing. They probably cut that to go ice fishing because they can't find food anywhere else. So she either falls in because maybe she drops the rifle or drops whatever tool she's using, or someone comes up behind and pushes her in, which would probably be Misty.
God, that's horrifying.
See, you can see it.
Yeah, that's her.
Her
Oh,
hair.
my God. Oh, God, that's so scary.
Okay, so this this is my time to shine. So I've been waiting for this. The Rolling Stone article that came out with the Christina Ricci feature. I don't know if she was on the cover. Maybe she was. She talked about how, in just dealing with the character of Misty, how the whole first season she ran around telling people and believing that Misty would never date, that she didn't, necessarily like men, and she would never be in a relationship. And then flash forward to season 2, she has to make all these tweaks to how she's played everything because Walter is going to be a love interest.
Oh.
So this scene, and we know that he's not going to make it. He's in for 1 season, so something happens to him. He probably gets killed. What I took from this, which is so upsetting, is that he has a domestic dispute with Misty, slaps her, and she kills him.
Ooh. Wow.
And it's
I
funny
could see
because,
that.
yeah, and Kelly, I posted this theory on our socials, and Josh, the casting agent that we'd mentioned earlier that we interviewed, and he's going to be in an upcoming episode, left a little like kind of smirky emoji, which
Huh.
I was almost
Yeah.
like, are you going to get in trouble for doing this? Because it was kind of like he was saying I was right.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Josh. And thank you, Kelly, for that. For that
I was to say,
theory.
sorry, Josh.
Yeah.
Showtime's there, like
Yep.
making a
Yeah.
making a list.
By the way, I just happened to notice the pillow colors, the blue and gold.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those are those
Good.
stairs I was talking about that look like they're trailer stairs. That there would be
Yeah.
there's a vent, it's like something would be under there, the engine or something.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
you were talking, I was looking at the background. I was thinking, yeah, that really does look like a trailer.
Yeah.
It does. Okay, what the hell is going on? Natalie's putting
Yeah.
blood over her mouth. Van has blood over her mouth.
Again with the really red blood, but how
Yeah.
it is positioned, that's, I mean, if you were to shove your face into the side of like a cow or something, that's what that would look like.
Yeah. That's freaky. It looks like Shauna's punching someone.
Mm.
I took a screen grab of this for to remind myself to bring something up. So they always, wear each other's clothes and stuff because they have a limited supply. But this shirt and the fact that we see it so clearly in this trailer is telling because that is Jackie's shirt.
Yeah.
She's wearing it in the scene where they pack to leave for nationals, and she wears it another time in the first season. But you would think that that would just hurt like hell to wear. I can't imagine her wearing the clothes of a best friend that she, essentially led to her demise. But maybe it's kind of a memorial, but that's definitely Jackie's shirt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember that shirt.
You know what's interesting is Shauna actually has a different butterfly shirt too, but she's that we saw in season 1. But yeah, this is definitely Jackie's shirt.
Mm-hmm.
So that's yeah, that's kind of interesting. They really are like wearing a lot of their clothes. Okay, so
Oh my God.
what do you think's going on here?
It's so Reddit, and this will be my last mention of Reddit. Someone was like, it's Ben. Well, I see 2 feet.
Yeah, that's what I said too in my trailer breakdown. I was like,
Right.
it's definitely not Ben.
No. Javi wore the sort of like flesh toned colored Converse. And that looks to be kind of like a small foot and he was pretty small in stature. So I think that they find Javi and take him back because the expressions on their faces that we see, they're not really like, I can't wait to cook this up. It's kind of more it's kind of more sourful. So I have a feeling they find him.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean that he's dead though, you know? They could be just kind of using it as a stretcher, although that would be kind of an uncomfortable stretcher.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true though, because they made a stretcher for Ben. So
Yeah. But yeah, it's is that that's not the last one, is it? Oh, I guess it is.
yeah,
Is that the last of the screenshot? Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
that's it. Wow.
Wow, God, there's just so much cool stuff happening.
There's
What
so
are you guys
much.
most excited to see from what we saw in the trailer?
I want to see what the real deal is with Walter, and I want to see those shots of the rescue shots to see how they line up in the timeline, and just to see more of that because that's going to be so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
What do you
definitely
think?
excited for the third timeline, and I mean the whoever's on the stick and stuff like things like that are super interesting too. And
Yeah.
then what's going on with Ty and Van and the
Mhm.
whole like Lottie coming back into the fold. But
Yeah.
the third timeline's number one on my list, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there anything that kind of threw you for a loop that kind of shut down a theory that you had for either of you?
I thought that Misty was part of the cult in
Yeah.
some way. I would go back
Oh,
and
really?
forth
I never had that
'cause
thought.
she, in the last scene of the first season, she's kneeling next to Lottie when Lottie, offers the
Mhm.
bear heart to that thing, and I took that to be the start of it. That's going to be Van, Misty, and Lottie, starting up the cult. But it seems like they changed their minds.
I guess this wasn't really shut down by the trailer, but more like some of the press that's come out in the past week or so, and it was that I think a lot of people thought that Lottie was going to be someone very different. Like
Mhm.
Mhm.
it is surprising that she's going to come and be like super together, and
Yeah.
but apparently anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm I'm really excited about the chop shop scene personally, but I too was also kind of I was speculating that Misty was part of Lottie's group because not necessarily because of what we saw in the 90s timeline, but because of the whole spying thing. Like she was because they were clearly spying on Natalie
Mhm.
Mhm.
and as was Misty. So I just assumed that
It was a
that it was
loop.
all linked, but apparently Natalie was just being spied on by multiple
A lot
people.
of people.
Yeah, yikes. That'll make you paranoid.
It seems like they've changed the characters quite a bit for this new season because Lottie, they're saying, has her shit together. I've heard Juliette Lewis describe Natalie in this season as being a lover, and then Christina Ricci, Misty is going to be more vulnerable. I don't want any of that. I want them to still be bad. I want to see more of because if they're already healing, it's like shit,
Yeah.
I want to see more of the falling apart stuff.
Oh,
I
I'm
know
sure we'll get plenty of that.
I know Juliette Lewis also was saying that, like, she was hoping this season no, she said this earlier because she didn't like, the kind of how Natalie, like, started out, like, very
Yeah.
independent, and then the latter part of the season, it became more, like, linked to, like, a man and, like, Travis and
Right.
everything, so I do hope like, I find her character so interesting and so great because, I mean, she's so flawed, but then you see
Mhm.
this, like, strong side to her, so I do really hope that we get more of, like, that, like, actually her and not just that sort of quest with Travis and whatever happened there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of regression for them all once
Mhm.
they kind of, got back together and all this stuff started coming up. And but what's weird about it in Natalie's case is that we saw her as somebody in the past timeline. We saw her somebody who kind of like thrives in traumatic crisis type situations. I mean, she stopped drinking and she like when she was in rehab, she said out in the wilderness she had found her purpose and um, she kind of really like just came into her own when she really needed to. Some people are like that. Typically traumatized people are like that.
Right.
Mhm.
And they might fall apart over the smallest thing, but you put them in a crisis situation like that and they know how to handle it. So it was really so yeah, so Natalie had kind of almost a different type of regression. Like she did become a lot about her whole storyline was revolved around Travis.
Hmm.
But, if she was regressing, it's almost like she was regressing to a later time, like when she was maybe post-rescue when she was in
Mhm.
a relationship with Travis where, that wasn't good for her, that stifled her or, you know.
Yeah.
So it was a little confusing.
Even with the changes to the characters, I don't trust them, like, because, in some interview, it was either Juliette Lewis or Christina Ricci, I think it was Christina Ricci, said, that they're both master manipulators and you shouldn't trust a thing that they say. And Juliette Lewis, her character was initially described as being a chameleon. So
Yeah.
Mm.
and that's like a further part that makes this show so fun is because you're being shown something, and every time you're shown something, you kind of have to doubt what you're seeing because
Mhm.
they're all up to
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, for sure. One person that we did not see in the trailer at all is Simone. Do you guys think we'll see her at all this season?
Sometimes they do this too, where like there'll be like some alluding off screen and things like that. But
Mm.
I mean, they must have her back. Like, it's not like she was like, oh, like a girl, like she was her wife, and they have a
Yeah.
kid together. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that she'll be around for at least like a few episodes, or even just in the beginning of the season, and there's some sort of like exit storyline, but there is always that, "Oh, she's gone to stay with her parents," or something like
Right.
that, a lot of these shows,
I
go with
hope
that.
they
Yeah.
explain it. I hope they explain it better than the L Word did with Jenny, because they made us wait several years to be like, oh, suicide, just casually, like while they were having coffee. Oh, there was a suicide in my friend's pool. And you're like,
Don't get me started. We'll be here for days. Anybody who's wondering, go to my channel. There's 500 videos for you over there about it.
Oh, man. Um, well, yeah, I think, I don't think there was anybody else missing, fortunately, any of the smaller characters that I was wondering about. We didn't see any kind of hint towards possible aftermath with the Jessica thing.
right. That's
But
another one they have to tie up. They have to mention that in some way because otherwise her car's just still sitting there, with her dead in
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm happy that we saw Kevin because
Mhm.
I've been really interested in how he's gonna play into all of that being a detective.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's I'm hoping that we get some more info about Adam because I still think that there's some shady stuff going on with him. I mean, just the whole like the thing I can't get off my mind is why on earth would he invite her to a cabin in the Poconos?
Well, people with Adam too, there's a lot of messiness there because so Misty had Shauna take the torso and bury it in Huckleberry Park. Misty, I don't think ever saw that he had a back tattoo because she wasn't in the bathroom with them when they were cutting it up, and it's not like she would lift him up for any reason. She just came in and saw the face. So if that very, very important detail wasn't in her calculating mind, that's how she got caught. That's how Shauna got caught because they're going to just be like, oh, who in the area got like a huge back tattoo, in the past 5 years or whatever.
Yeah, such a detailed one like that too. It wasn't
Yeah.
just some kind of, weird tribal tattoo.
Mm.
Right.
Um, but yeah, like there's still things about him that don't add up. And I really like the idea of him just being some regular guy
Mhm.
who Shauna killed because her trauma, like he triggered her trauma, he triggered her PTSD, and she just impulsively killed him. But he's oh my god, there's just so much stuff about him that doesn't add up. I mean, he was lying about where he went to school. He has a New Jersey accent when he grew up in Texas. Like there's a lot of weird stuff there. So I hope we get some more info on him too.
Mm.
Yeah, me too.
Well, ladies, did you guys have any other thoughts to share on the trailer?
No, I there was another one, so just to let people know that that's floating around. There's a few extra scenes, but it's
Oh, good.
yeah, it's just being shown on the TV. So I think someone posted it on the Reddit and on the Yellow Jackets like Facebook group. So
Okay.
there's some slightly different versions with some extra little clips. So
Oh my god, they're gonna
Very
keep us
cool.
busy. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't, I was telling Kelly before we started, I've been so crazy busy the past couple of days that I only watched the trailer once, which is unheard of for me.
Well, they just really dropped it. They didn't give us time to prepare. We didn't have an hour to stare at a candle and think about what we
Right.
were going to be shown.
Yeah. Oh, get used to it because yeah, that's the Showtime way.
Well, we are going to wrap it up. But Ash, why don't you remind everyone where they can find you?
Oh yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel is just my name, Ash Silver. I do have a second one that talks about like cults and frauds and scams. It's called Coffee and Cults. And all my social medias on my YouTube, it's the Ash Silver on Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, all those places. And yeah, come have some fun Yellow Jackets theories with us this season. Thanks so much for having me too.
Awesome.
great.
Thanks
Yeah,
so
and
much. This was so fun.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to go live before the premiere.
Yeah, that would be
together. That'll
great.
be a
That'd be
lot of
great.
fun. That's gonna be kind of a crazy day. I'm really looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
it'll be really good.
And as always, you can find us at theantlerqueenspodcast.com. You can find us on YouTube at The Antler Queens and on social media at The Antler Queens.
Mhm.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Antler Queen Kel. You can find all of Kelly's articles, her Yellow Jacks articles in her archives, which are going to be posted to our site very soon. I still have to update that, but lots of stuff I'm working on right now. But Ash, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Thanks for
And
thank
having
you.
me.
I'm sure we will have you on here again.
Cool.
And until next time, peace, love, and Yellow Jackets all.
Bye.
Bye.